Alright guys, we are getting a very late start today, but Quinn just came back. He's got the head. Yeah, there it is. Dang, they cleaned it up too. Woo, looks brand new. So I brought the head inside and I'm going to be putting on the turbo manifold here with the new exhaust gaskets that I got as well. We want to mount this onto the head and then drop the head onto the car. Before we do that, we obviously have to reinstall all the cams and everything associated with that. So we're gonna let the Master Quinn reassemble everything here, and then we're gonna go ahead, get this all mounted up. Also get our wastegate mounted up to here, and toss this turb ski on. Alright, so right now at the shop, there's probably the most amount of car work that has ever been done at the same time. I'm gonna give you guys a little shop tour. So, TJ's 2J. We got Eric rocking out some fab on the rear end. We got this man under here. Guys are just wasting time, just not doing anything. M3. So bad. This thing's not doing anything, and then we got this man here, surprise guest.
That way, if we, let's say you win and you've got
Richard.
I need to steal the cameraman. We gotta order parts.
Okay. Hey, the doctor's in. So to clean everything off, we're just gonna be using compressed air. I'm gonna be spraying everywhere. Making sure there's no miscellaneous, and then wiping everything down. We don't want any foreign material to be in any of these coolant jackets or anything like that. All right, so we just discovered one thing that I did not have. It's for the spacer here from CES Motorsports. So I need to get Permatex copper spray to coat this thing, and without that I cannot install the head gaskets. This, yes, that's it. We just read the full write-up from CES Motorsports on Bmw forums, and we're gonna go ahead and install the copper head gasket with the cut rings right now. Up, head gasket. Essentially these special rings here are called cut rings, and one side has some grooves in it. You can't see it on camera, but essentially what that does is it will actually cut into the cylinder head. So the block is made out of cast iron, the head is made out of aluminum, and our spacer is made out of copper. So the aluminum and copper, definitely the softer the materials, and the top of this cut ring is going to actually cut the cylinder head. So the head gasket is now installed. The last step is to install the cut rings. Let me grab these. It's K-Treezy.
Just kidding.
Face up, grooves up, right?
Yeah.
So now is the moment of truth. We're gonna be taking the head with the manifold, and we're gonna be popping it on the car. This baby's got some girth. Might need a hand. Just got the head on. I mean, the clearance is super tight, but I think we're gonna be able to make everything work. Once the engine is off of the jack, everything's kind of lowered down. There should be a little bit more clearance, but the next step is to install all of the ARP head studs. So that's what Quinn's doing, putting a little bit of this, what do you call that?
It is fastener assembly of lubrication.
On each one, and then dropping it down in and giving it a little twist. So do it by hand first, then we're gonna go back with a torque wrench. CES recommends 35 foot-pounds. Let this sit overnight, bring it up to the next torque spec, which I believe is 65 foot-pounds, and then the next day, torque it to 85. So we're gonna go ahead and follow their procedures as close as possible, get this thing in. While we wait, we're gonna go ahead and install the rest of the Vano system and any other subsidiary things that we can do, as well as mounting the turbo, because I need to see that thing. All right, now that that is all hand tight, the next step is to torque it down. So ARP provides us with the torque sequence here.
Yeah.
Okay. That's exhaust cam is on and just lightly tightened down for now. Next up is the intake cam. Alright, so while Quinn is finishing the rest of the install on the Vano system and kind of getting all the cams, all the timing, all that stuff all squared away, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to get the transmission ready for installation. So I'm going to install the new throwout bearing, and I'm cleaning up all the components with brake cleaner and just a little elbow grease, so I make sure that everything that goes back in is looking a lot cleaner and nicer. And if I do have a leak in the future, it'll be a lot easier to pinpoint. So one other thing that I have to bring up right now is the car that's right behind me. Unfortunately, Rick had an accident in this car, and it's totaled. But have no fear. This car you will still see on the internet, because our good friend Chris from B is for Build actually bought this car off of Rick, so it didn't go to the junkyard. He's actually going to be repairing it and restoring it on his channel. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe to Chris's channel. I'll put the link in the description below. This is the new throwout bearing from Clutch Masters. Before we go ahead and put this on the input shaft, I'm gonna add a little grease on here, and I already spent a few minutes cleaning all this stuff off, but I want to put a little bit of grease, not a whole lot. I don't want anything to flick and spin onto the clutch disc, but just want to make sure this is not dry by any means. The current status of night 2, we have the head on with the turbo manifold. One thing you may notice is the clearance is not good here on this part of the fender, inner fender here. But also note that the transmission is not bolted. So the final resting place of the engine is not here. So I'm hoping I can get some more clearance. If not, we'll go ahead and lop this bracket off, not a big deal. Quinn has been working on the Vano system. He's just kind of wrapping that up. We already got the thermostat housing, all that stuff back on, as well as the new Rally Road fitting that's going to be used for our oil feed. So I had to take a minute and just toss the turbo on there. Obviously this is not the final resting position, and I need to clock the turbo down, but woo! I think what I'm going to do is put off the flywheel clutch and clutch disc installation for tomorrow's video. So if you're interested in that, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to get this thing on the road, and a huge shout out to Quinn for helping us out throughout the entire process today and yesterday. So if you're interested in any BMW stuff, please check out the link in the description. Quinn's channel will be down there. Go on there, subscribe, smash those like buttons. We'll see you guys in the next one.